Dual cameras, infinity display, and a low price point. Is this the best pick of the lot? My name is Vishal, you're watching Phone Bunker, and this is my review of the Honor 7X. I am using this device for the past 3 months as my daily driver, and like every phone in the market, this one too has its strengths and flaws. Let's take down on them bit by bit. Starting with the build quality, the 7.6 mm thin unibody metal shell of the phone attracts a lot of fingerprint and can easily slip from the hand. However, the phone looks premium and the 2.5D glass on the top of the display with rounded corners add to the look of the device. The volume and power buttons positioned on the right side of the phone are tactile and haven't lost the feel after 3 months of usage. The phone has a Gorilla Glass protection up front, but Honor hasn't mentioned anything about the version of it. It managed to get a few scratches in the initial days, but to my surprise, the number of scratches hasn't increased that much. On the back, the camera bump does make you hesitant while putting the phone down, but you do get a case in the box which will get you going. Talking about the case itself, it's a clear silicone case that has a tendency of turning yellow over a period of time, and this thing is no exception. Now let's talk about the camera. I by no means is a camera expert, but having used a lot of phone cameras, I would say the one on this one is decent for the price point. It also has some really handy features such as tapping the volume button twice not only opens the camera but also takes a snap, which can really be a bliss if you suddenly see something amazing and don't want to miss out on that. Also, if one hand of yours is busy holding the phone and the other holding the lights or say the subject, just say cheese and it will take a picture. It has an 8 megapixel sensor at the front which can also do portrait modes, which works fine when you're taking a selfie. But if you are into taking group fees, you would find yourself turning off the portrait mode. It's not that the portrait mode is not usable when there are more than one person in the photograph. It's just it requires a lot of trial and error. The low light performance is also decent, but when the surrounding is just too dark, your photos may turn out to be unusable. However, the screen being used as the front flash does help with the situation. On the back, you have a pair of 2 and a 16 megapixel sensor. Photos clicked from the back cameras pack in a lot of sharpness, and color also seems to pop out. Low light performance is also decent when you take it outdoors. One thing that I tend to dislike about the back camera is the bokeh effect. Though it has a dual camera setup, the software does not seem to use them very well. For example, take a look at these two pictures. Depth sensing worked really well, giving some really impressive quality. But look at this one. The software blurred the edges a bit too much. In this picture, everything worked fine, but this portion seems to be left out of the party. Same goes for this one. It's not that it's all bad, but even the Honor 6X, which is a predecessor of this phone, is more consistent with the depth sensing feature, and with the Honor 7X, it could have been a lot better. My usage basically involves a lot of web browsing and making a lot of phone calls, and this 3340 mAh battery lasts me a bit short of the full day. So this is definitely not bad, but it's not great either. The standby time of this phone is also decent. If you go to sleep at 100% battery in the night, you would wake up with the battery somewhere around 97 to 98%, which is definitely not bad. The phone has only 500 MBs of internal storage left, and with that many apps, the performance of the phone is decent. The transitions are fluid, and switching between apps is also a smooth affair. However, the device does get some hiccups here and there, especially when you have a lot of apps with their notifications on. I have a lot of apps on my phone, and in this period of 3 months, I do noticed some performance drop. The UI does get few glitches here and there, but there is nothing too intense. As we are talking about the performance, let's talk about gaming on this phone. So there are already a lot of gaming reviews out there. Therefore, I'm not going to talk about gaming in a lot detail, but for the records, I have completed a couple of puzzle games on this device and faced no lag during the entire gameplay. I also played a few demanding titles such as Asphalt 8 and Iron Blade, and those games ran without any issue. There was some doubt about the gyroscopic sensor, which Honor sorted out by releasing an update which confirmed that the phone does have a working gyroscopic sensor and therefore you can enjoy the VR related contents. One pretty good thing about this phone is the thermal management. No matter how intensely you are using the phone, you will never find it getting very hot. That is something which will really impress you. The call quality from the phone is good, both on the receiving end and the receiver's end. There are rare call drops, but I think it is because of the notorious network of Geo. Now, there are a few things I particularly dislike about this phone. First is how loud this earpiece can get. Now, we might say that's a good thing. Yes, that is, but not when it gets loud in this peculiar way. And by that I mean it starts to make a substantial sound leak. If you are in a very quiet environment or carrying out a rather secret conversation, you will find yourself lowering down the volume very often. Second thing is the noise cancellation microphone. I don't know whether it's just about this particular handset, but it does not seem to work very well. I often find myself putting the phone on mute till I reach a place quiet enough to continue my conversation because the outside sound, even when it is not that loud, can get irritating for the other person. Third is the charging time. It takes approximately 50 minutes to get from 10% to 50%. The Honor 7X starting at 12,999 is a good overall package and you won't feel that you wasted your money. Now answering the most important question. Should you buy this over the Note 5 Pro? The Note 5 Pro has a bit of upper hand in the camera department and a slightly larger battery. That said, Honor offers a really compelling alternative which you can buy right now without banging your head in the flash sale. Also, Huawei is the third largest mobile phone seller after Apple and Samsung. So if you have any doubts about the reliability of the company, that figure will hopefully settle the things for you. Thanks a lot for tuning in. If you think I missed on something, do ask me in the comment section. Also, if you like the review, please give it a thumbs up and share. I would really appreciate that. And if you want to see more such reviews over time, do subscribe to the channel. Also, follow Phone Bunker on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter for regular updates about the technology world. Again, this was Vishal. Thank you for watching, and I'll bump you again in the next one.